below. The Ashanti are members of the Akan cluster of ethnic groups. Their language, variously known as Ashanti or Twi, is also often called Akan, but is actually one of a number of separate Akan languages, all of which belong to the Kwa subgroup of the Niger-Congo language family. The Ashanti are often considered a sort of custodian of the nation's culture because of the power, artistic splendor, and the duration of their empire, which covered nearly all of present-day Ghana by 1800. Today, the Ashanti number more than 5 million people, or some 28% of the total population of Ghana. Ashanti oral accounts of the group's origin vary. According to one account, their ancestors are descended from the rulers of the ancient Wagadu Empire, also known as the ancient Ghana Empire. Ironically, this account forms the very basis for the name of the modern-day nation, Ghana. Other accounts claim that their ancestors actually emerged from the ground in their present homeland. Linguistic and archaeological evidence suggests that the ancestors of the Ashanti have lived in their present homeland for at least 2,000 years. With the expansion of gold production and trade in the 14th and 15th centuries, kingships began to emerge amongst the Akan. The further expansion of trade in the 16th and 17th centuries, following the arrival of Europeans along the coast, spurred the development of very powerful states in the Ashanti region. By the early 17th century, the Dankira kingdom had conquered the independent Ashanti clans. The political, military, and spiritual foundations of the Ashanti nation date to the first Ashanti king, Ose Tutu. He forged the Ashanti Union by bringing together several subgroups from roughly 1670 to the 1690s. He also built a capital, Kumasi, created the legend of the Golden Stool to legitimize his rule, and began celebrating the Odrira, or Yam Festival, as a symbol of national unity. From 1698 to 1701, the United Ashanti Army defeated the Dankira people. Over the course of the 18th century, Ashanti conquered most of the surrounding peoples, including the Dagomba. By the early 19th century, Ashanti territory covered nearly all of present-day Ghana, including the coast, where the Ashanti could trade directly with the British. In exchange for guns and other European goods, the Ashanti sold gold and slaves, usually either captured in war or accepted as tribute from conquered peoples. As they prospered, the Ashanti culture flourished. They became famous for gold and brass craftsmanship, wood carving, furniture, and brightly colored woven cloth called the kente. The kente cloth becoming a very popular item across the African diaspora. Although the Ashanti maintained traditional beliefs, Muslim traders and Christian missionaries won some converts among the Ashanti. During the 19th century, the Ashanti fought several wars with the British. The Ashanti gradually weakened and they were reduced to the territory of the original Ashanti kingdom. The third Ashanti-British struggle saw the British trying to gain possession of the Golden Stool. This blasphemy made the Ashanti determined not to allow the British to gain their most prized ancestral possession. This symbolic victory for the Ashanti was the most prominent in West African history, as the British never did acquire the Ashanti seat of power. The Ashanti re-emerged to contribute to the nationalist movement that would help shape modern Ghana. The exiled Ashanti king was allowed to return to Kumasi in 1924, and the British recognized the Ashanti Confederacy as a political entity in 1935. Today, most Ashanti live in the Ashanti region of Ghana. They're primarily farmers, growing cocoa for export and yams, plantains, and other produce for local consumption. The Golden Stool, the Ashanti Imperial Palace, and artifacts at the Museum of National Culture in Kumasi have become enduring symbols of Ghana's illustrious past and pride. Well, I'm all out, guys. If you like this